thing here, because this says 7, it's 6:59. I don't get it, but. All right, let's go 7 o'clock. Call the Isabella County Board of Commissioners regular board electronic meeting of May 18th, 2021 board meeting to order, please. Everyone, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America,
to the republic
for which it
one
stands,
nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with
liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, or excuse, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote for attendance, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Present, reporting remotely from my home in Nottawa Township, Isabella County.
Commissioner Engler,
Present, and I am participating remotely from my home in Deerfield Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Present, participating from my home in Chippewa Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Commissioner Marino,
Excuse me. I'm participating remotely from my home in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
and we have Commissioner Swaney is absent and excused by Chairman. Commissioner Holt,
Present, I'm participating from my home in the city of Mount Pleasant, Isabella County.
and Commissioner Horton.
Present, I'm participating from my home in Union Township, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
Thank you. All present, Mr. Chairman, except for Commissioner Swaney.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next up, approval of the agenda. We have general public comments, presentations, and special reports. We have nothing. We have 5 appointments to boards and commissions. Does anybody want anything removed from that? Hearing and seeing none. Next up, let's see, consent agenda. Commissioner Hutchinson, some tonight, if you wouldn't mind reading that when it comes time,
Sure.
I would appreciate that.
You got it?
Next up, committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee.
Finance and Administration is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next up, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Muted.
Yep, I see that. Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
There you go. Thank you very much. Next up, Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Human Resources and Public Works Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We have nothing under Intergovernmental Affairs. We have nothing under Administrator Controller Reports. We have nothing under Unfinished Business. We have New Business. Anybody care to add or remove anything under New Business? That will go forward tonight. We have general public comments, announcements, and adjournment. So can I get an approval of the agenda, please? A motion in support thereof.
So moved.
Jazinski.
All right, one of you two got it,
Support.
the other one gets it. So,
Marino.
all right, we have a motion in support for the approval of the agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next up is general public comments. We will be limiting that to 3 minutes. The caller would please leave your name and address. And Nicole, do we have anybody on the line?
We do not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we'll wait just a moment. All right, I'll close public comment, move on down to presentations and special reports. We have nothing, which brings us up to item number 6 tonight, appointments to boards and commissions. First up, the Board of Public Works Chairman's request for nominations for one opening on the Isabella County Board of Public Works for a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2023, or until a successor is appointed. Are there any nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate Paul Gross.
Support.
We have a nomination for Paul Gross. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Paul Gross for Board of Public Works.
Support. Engler.
We have a motion and support to close the nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Paul Gross for Board of Public Works. Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, this is just going to be a roll call. No, this is just going to be a standard vote, correct?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same? All right, Paul Gross is back on the Public Works. Next up, Economic Development Board of Directors. This is the chairman's request for nominations for 3 openings on the Isabella County Economic Development Board of Directors for a 6-year term ending December 31st, 2027, or until a successor is appointed. We have 3 nominations. We have 3 people on there. Does anybody care to, there's 3 people and there's 3 nominations. So somebody wants to go do them all at once. Margaret, what do you think we should do? 1 at a time or just do them all 3 at one time?
I would prefer you would do them one at a time for the record.
Okay, let's go. Are there any nominations? Commissioner Moreno.
I'd like to nominate Joseph Summit for,
Okay, are there any-
for Economic Development Board of Directors.
Very good. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
I'll nominate, never mind.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll move to close nomination and cast unanimous ballot for Joseph Somick for the Economic Development Board of Directors.
Support, Hickler.
We have a motion and support to approve Joseph Somick for the Economic Development Board of Directors. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same? All right, Joseph Somick is now on the Economic Development Board of Directors. Let's continue on. We have 2 more seats. Is there any nominations?
Make a
Commissioner
motion
Jazinski.
to nominate for
Oh.
Economic Development Board Directors, Stephanie Dunn.
We have a
Support.
nomination for Stephanie Dunn. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman, that we close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Stephanie Dunn.
We have a
Support.
motion and support to close nominations and cast unanimous ballot for Economic Development Board of Directors for Stephanie Dunn. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same? Stephanie Dunn is now on the Economic Development Board of Directors. We have 1 more seat, 1 more request. Do I have any nominations for the next position for Economic Development Board of Directors?
Mr.
Commissioner
Chairman, I
Jazinski.
nominate Tim Wolf.
Support.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman, I'll move that we close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Tim Wolf for the Economic Development Board of Directors.
support.
We have a motion and support to close nominations and cast unanimous ballot for Economic Development Board of Directors for Tim Wolf. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, the same? We completed our last position for the Economic Development Board of Directors. Okay, next up, Human Rights Committee at-large representative. Chairman's request for nominations for 1 opening on the Isabella County Human Rights Committee at-large representative to complete a 3-year term ending September 1st, 2023, or until a successor is appointed. Are there any nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I'll nominate Amy Persbacher.
We have a nomination
Support.
for Amy Persbacher. We have a support. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Amy Persbacher for the Human Rights Committee at-large representative.
Support.
We have a motion and support to close nominations to cast unanimous ballot for Human Rights Committee at-large representative for Amy Persbacher. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, the same? Aye. Amy Persbacher is now on the Human Rights Committee at-large representative. Next up, Transportation Commission. Chairman's request for nominations for 1 opening on the Isabella County Transportation Commission to complete a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2021, or until a successor is appointed. Do we have any nominations?
Make a motion to nominate Michael H. Pong, Transportation Commission.
Support.
We have a motion to support. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we close nominations, cast a unanimous ballot for Michael Pung for Transportation Commission.
Support, Hope.
We have a motion and support to close nominations and cast unanimous ballot for Transportation Commission for Michael H. Pung. Discussion. Hearing and seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Welcome, Mr. Pung. Next up, Veteran Affairs Committee. Chairman's request for nominations for 2 openings on the Isabella County Veteran Affairs Committee for a 4-year term ending June 1st, 2025, or until a successor is appointed. We'll take this in. Can I have a nomination, please?
I'll nominate Russ Allwood for the position for the Veterans Affairs Committee.
We have 1 nomination for Russ Allwood. Is there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Russ Allwood for the Veterans Affairs Committee.
Support.
We have a motion and support to close nominations and cast unanimous ballot for the Veteran Affairs Committee for Russ Allwood. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Russ Allwood is now on the Veteran Affairs Committee again. Do I have any other nominations for the Veteran Affairs Committee?
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Robert Denslow.
Support.
Do I have any other nominations? Do I have any other nominations? Any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we close nominations, cast a unanimous ballot for Robert Denslow for Veterans Affairs Committee.
Support, Hope.
We have a motion and support to cast an unanimous, close nominations to cast unanimous ballot for the Veteran Affairs Committee for Robert Denslow. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same? All right, we got through all that. Next up, consent agenda. Commissioner Hutchinson.
Sure. Motion reads, move to approve the and place on file May 4th, 2021 regular meeting minutes, the May 11th, 2021 Finance and Administration Committee meeting minutes, the May 11th, 2021 Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee meeting minutes, and the May 11th, 2021 Human Resources and Public Works Committee meeting minutes.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none. Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next up, committee reports. Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First item, April 30th, 2021 invoice list, the May 7th, 2021 invoice list, and the May 13th, 2021 adjustment list. Motion reads, move to ratify and place on file the April 30th, 2021 invoice list in the amount of $355,192.93. The May 7th, 2021 invoice list in the amount of $301,685.01, and the adjustment list dated May 13th, 2021.
Support.
Motion and support to approve and ratify and place on file the April 30th, 2021 invoice list, the May 7th, 2021 invoice list, and the May 13th, 2021 adjustment list. Discussion.
Okay, so taking it one at a time, the April 30th list has Manor Casterian, our March financial services payment, the monthly wireless charges for Verizon, the HATS biweekly animal control payment, BSNA software annual service and support contract payment, and then a bunch of payments to a couple of different entities, Bill's Custom Backhoe, Spicer Group, and Star Excavating for a whole lot of work on the drains. And then we have annual dues, licensing and support fees for PAAM, and a couple of public defender appointments. On the May 7th list, JP Morgan Chase Bank monthly credit card charges, April Circuit Court transmittals, we have the April Pistol permit transmittals, Blanchard drain debt payments, Wooden drain debt payment, monthly fuel credit card charges, monthly medical services contract, a WellPath LLC, Securus payment for the jail, prepaid cards, and refund of a PRE denial for 2017 through 19 from the Treasurer's Office, and the April District Probate Court transmittals. Those are the over $5,000 items that appear on the front page. Moving on to the adjustment list, a bunch of early payments that we do to avoid late charges. We certainly don't want to be paying late charges with the taxpayers' money. So we get these invoices paid as soon as we get them. Gordon Food Service, DTE Energy, City of Mount Pleasant Water Department. And the administrator controller informed us in the work session that we will be paying some of these utility bills electronically as an automatic payment, so that they won't be showing up on the adjustment list probably in the future. Also had a couple payments to Union Township for jail site plan review and jail special use permit, and a couple invoices that were corrected due to small errors that were found, mileage calculation error, and one invoice where they had to remove sales tax. Sales tax was added.
Okay, do we have any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes,
Votes cast, 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
thank you, Clerk Lux.
The second order of business is the fiscal year 2021 second quarter financial management services report. Motion reads, move to approve and place on file the fiscal year 2021 second quarter financial management services report as presented.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve and place on file the fiscal year 2021 second quarter financial management services report. Discussion.
Our contractual CPA, Steve Kravinovich, was here during our work session and went through the report. Helped assisted the county in completing federal and state forms, reporting forms, assisted with the audit. And one particular thing that was done during the quarter, which I was very impressed with, is the preparation of a 3-year budget forecasting tool that I think will be very valuable to the Board of Commissioners in the future. And I gave him a gold star for that work.
Not a yellow thumb up or anything like that, a gold star.
I couldn't
huh?
find a gold star, so
Okay.
I had to tell him.
Okay, do we have any further discussion among commissioners? Commissioner Hutchinson.
I just wanted to thank Jerry for all his work to get us to that point too. I think that was very important, and it shines a light, and I think it's going to help us in the future.
I think it's something that all the county board commissioners wanted. I just had my soapbox always ready.
That's good.
All right, any other commissioners? All right, hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
yes,
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, item number 3 is fiscal year 2021 second quarter financial report. And the motion reads, move to approve and place on file the fiscal year 2021 second quarter financial report as presented.
Support.
For a motion and support to approve and place on file the fiscal year 2021 second quarter financial report. Discussion.
So as you look down through this, as our controller pointed out, the revenues, we're halfway through the year. The revenues are at 17.8%, and that's because of the lag in property taxes. They don't come in till later in the year. This is always the point where she tells us not to panic, because those revenues will be coming. Licenses and permits down from what was expected on the wind turbines, but that money comes out of an escrow account anyway. Grants, there's some lag time with grants. The trial court, the COVID there were no jury trials for a long time, and so that lowered cases. Other revenue at 23.9%. And expenditures, some of them were down because of lack of jury trials and COVID. Managed assigned counsel cases down there in the public defender's office. The substance abuse, that might just be a timing thing there, how they bill some of that. And the Parks and Rec expenditures, of course, that's seasonal. They're about to take off here. And the child care fund may be down because of COVID and reduced court activity. The administration expenditures are up because that is because payments to Clark Construction and Integrated Architecture for jail design services have been made out of the administration fund, and those will be repaid once we bond that project. Every penny of those costs are being accounted for and will be returned to that fund. So.
Thank you, Commissioner Hope. Any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
yes,
Commissioner Marino,
Jim, you're muted. Still muted.
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Mr. Chairman, that completes the work of the Finance and Administration Committee.
Very good job. Next up, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Yes, the first we have is the Village of Lake Isabella Agreement. The motion reads as move to approve the agreement between the County of Isabella, Isabella County Sheriff's Office, and the Village of Lake Isabella for Marine Patrol Services effective June 1st, 2021 until September 6th, 2021, and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the agreement between the County of Isabella, Isabella County Sheriff's Office, and the Village of Lake Isabella. Discussion, please.
Yes, this is agreement that we've seen before. It's been going on for quite a while where the sheriff has two of his deputies, I think on 4 different days with the Village of Lake Isabella to do some patrols. The only difference in the contracts from previous contracts was the dates and the adjustments for the wages to reflect 2021. So
Okay.
it will not cost the county any money. So it's all paid for by the lake. So.
Okay. Any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes,
Votes cast, 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, item number 2, Floyd F. Hauk and Mary B. Hauk Trust Farmland Agreement Termination. The motion reads as, move to adopt resolution number 21-05-04, the Floyd F. Hauk and Mary B. Hauk Trust Farmland Agreement Termination, and instruct the Isabella County Clerk to forward the approved application to the MDA Farmland and Open Space Program.
Support.
We have a motion and support to adopt resolution number 21-05-04, the Floyd F. Hauk and Mary B. Hauk Trust Farmland Agreement Termination. Discussion.
Yes, we've seen these before. It's basically meets all the requirements. It's 1 acres. It has a building on it, and it's everything seems to be in order.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes,
Votes cast, 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
thank you.
That completes the
Clerk
work
Lux.
of the Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee, Mr. Chairman.
Very good, Commissioner Engler. Thank you very much. Next up, Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our first item is the solar farm application and escrow fees. The motion reads, move to adopt the recommended application and escrow fees for a special use permit and site plan review of a solar farm. Could I have a second, please?
Yeah. Support.
We have a motion and support to adopt the recommended application and escrow key fees for the solar farm application and escrow fees. Discussion.
Yeah, in our meeting, we discussed this item, and the Isabella County zoning ordinance regulates for solar farms. However, an application fee has not been established through the review and permitting, which included a definition, because at this time there's small solar arrays throughout the county, but their main goal is not producing energy for sale. And this would cover that situation with a $5,000 application fee and also some escrow setups and so forth for dealing with unexpected expenses. And we were told at the committee meeting by Tim Nealport that it was very much based on the wind turbine arrangements. So we're looking out there and we're setting it up so we can have these huge wind solar farms if possible. Any questions or comments on this? Commissioner Hutchinson?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a big thanks to Tim Nealport for just, going down the whole list. This is and you guys went through it with all the turbines, but as far as the escrow fees, protecting the county, it's an amazing job and great guy. Everything is explained so that the county is always covered. So I appreciate it.
It's also good for the environment. Commissioner Horton.
Yes, also I'd like to
Chair.
mention, I missed I can't even say, Mr. Fahey, the group he worked for, I'm drawing a complete blank right now. They've done a wonderful job too in representing the county and helping the county's interests out. This not so much as probably as turbines, but which is a monster project. This is also, again, money well spent. I think the county having those people involved too. So thank you.
Any more comments or questions on this item?
Okay, hearing and seeing none. Clerk Lux, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
That concludes the work of the Human Resources and Public Works Committee, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Good job, gentlemen. Next up, Intergovernmental Affairs, which we have no issues. Next, it's Administrator Controller, where there's nothing. We have nothing under unfinished business. We have one item under new business. Vice Chairman Hope, if you wouldn't mind with that, please.
Don't mind at all. It's U.S. Department of Treasury Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund Award Terms and Conditions. Motion reads, move to authorize the board chair, James H. Horton II, to serve as the authorized official and the administrator controller, Margaret McAvoy, to serve as the authorized representative on behalf of Isabella County, and approve the signing of the U.S. Department of the Treasury Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund Award Terms and Conditions.
Support, Marino.
We have a motion and support to support the U.S. Department of the Treasury Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund Award Terms and Conditions. Discussion.
So as the administrator controller pointed out, she was doing the paperwork to submit to the Department of Treasury and discovered that she needed board approval to continue. So this takes care of that.
Yep, this represents 6.5 of the 13 million or so that we're going to be receiving. And as Margaret, Commissioner, County Administrator Controller mentioned earlier, it's not basically a first come, first serve. You do want to get your spot in the queue, which I believe we have. And we'll go from there. Only time will tell when I'm walking into tomorrow between 8:30 and 9, what Margaret has to tell me. So we'll go from there. So any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next up, we get general public comments. Nicole, do we have anybody for general public comments?
We do not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll hold that open just for a few more moments. Okay, I'm going to close the general public comment section and move to announcements. Commissioners, any announcements? All right, hearing and seeing none, I have to apologize to my commissioners if you guys can't see it tonight, but my eyes are beet red. I mowed my lawn today, and even though I used the steroids and the antihistamines and properly medicated like a pharmacist should, I am feeling it big time tonight. So I do apologize for that. Again, I admire everyone for sticking with this long and getting through this Zoom process, as I think we've pretty much pulled this off over the last year plus. Doing very well. Commissioner Moreno, I have to compliment you. That background you have, I envy that, how you can blur all that stuff. I have seen Steve Karinovic use mountains behind him. You got a blurred screen, and I'm just trying to make sure I don't sound like I'm breaking up all the time. So again, I comment to all that commissioners for a job well done. So anyway, I have nothing further to add. So with that, if I can get a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved, Marino.
I have a motion and support to adjourn the meeting. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. We are closed. The motion adjourned. Everyone have a
good
nice
week,
evening.
everybody.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a nice evening, everyone.
You too. See ya.
Goodbye.